Your greatest trial has now become your greatest triumph. I was watching America's Got Talent recently, and one of the judges said that to one of the contestants. Your greatest trial has now become your greatest triumph. I've been thinking a lot on that because I think there are so many people that I know, that you know, probably yourself included, that that's true for. It actually had me thinking a lot about a dear friend of mine who I've coached some, and she's in the middle of going through a pretty awful divorce, and she told me that when she decided to get married, that she had a lot of pressure from her husband and her future mother-in-law, both saying that they knew that it was right, that she needed to marry into their family, become a part of their family, and she actually prayed to God and asked if that was the right thing, and she felt a pretty bad feeling, and after that she changed her prayers to just please let this be okay. And she knew deep in her heart, but we've all done things that we knew we shouldn't do because we wanted something so badly, or we just wanted to be loved or accepted or a part of something. And she has beautiful children now, and a wonderful life, and she's become so strong. She's definitely one of the strongest people I know, and one of the most good people. She's got so much goodness in her, and I know for sure that God does not look down on her and think, oh my, what's your problem? He's just wanting to help her. He's proud of her, and he's there for her, and now she has this beautiful family, and she's got this strong soul and this sense of goodness and integrity that she's developed over the course of this horrible, horrible experience that she went through. And I know that each of us has the capacity in us to turn our greatest struggles into our greatest strengths. In fact, I just this morning had posted something that said we are tested sometimes not to reveal our weaknesses, but to find out our strengths. And isn't that the truth? And that's my challenge to you, is take the things that you're struggling with and use them to make you better, to make them you stronger, to learn what you can from it. If you can change the question from why is this happening to me to what can I learn from this? What is this trying to teach me? Your life will change. I guarantee you this. And see, I'm sitting in the shade of this beautiful nectarine tree. And we bought this house a few years ago and had, I didn't know anything about caring for fruit trees. And so the second summer, one of our nectarine trees died completely. And this one almost completely was lost. I had no idea that we needed to spray it in the winter when it's dormant. Use a dormant spray on it to keep the bugs out. Something that particularly happens in fruit trees is called a boring worm, that it bores into the wood. And I'm actually going to show you this. It bores into the wood, and it just eats away. You can see all this blackness and where it's just peeled back. The bark has peeled back. And so we lost one of our trees to that. And this one I was sure was dead because it didn't produce any fruit. It really didn't have any leaves on it. And it looked completely dead. It looked like a winter tree. And so I went to the nursery and I said, what do I need to do to get rid of the boring worms in my tree? And they told me what to use. They gave me an insecticide to use on it, which I did in the spring, a couple of springs ago. And it just still looked dead all summer long. And I was sure by the end of that summer that that tree was dead, that we'd lost it like the other one. And then this year, in the spring, all of a sudden it was full of blooms. It was full of leaves and blossoms. And it actually produced quite a bit of fruit this year. And I think we're a lot like that. Sometimes we think there's nothing left in us. And it just takes finding the thing that can pull us back up so that we can blossom again, so that we can produce again, so that we can fulfill our purpose and have the things in our life that we need, the meet our emotional needs, and be there to help others along the way. And I thank you for listening. This is Vonna Bird, and I'll see you soon.